What's up guys, my name is Julie and this is the Curated Curvy, where I bring you along for the journey as I attempt to create the curated wardrobe of my dreams with these two hands. And today I have for you all a pattern review. So the pattern that I'm going to talk about today is Simplicity 9702. It was a part of their early spring release for the year 2023, which is the year that we are currently in. I have a lot of thoughts about this pattern, so let's not waste any time. Let's just get straight into it. Okay, so first we'll go over the pattern details and then we'll get into the actual dress that I put together in and of itself. So like I said, the pattern number is Simplicity 9702. I went ahead and I did view B. This is a rating of an average. Don't know why. I don't know where these ratings come from. And I think it's kind of hard to gauge whether something's really beginner friendly, because when you're working on a pattern, you're working from the skill set that you currently possess. For me, this was a pretty easy, pretty quick thing to make. The pattern consists of the front piece, the back piece, the sleeves, and then so the front piece, the back piece, the sleeves, the bottom ruffle, the sleeve ruffle, the front facing and the back facing, so about 7 pieces. The cutout time wasn't really that complicated and didn't take that long. For view B, for me, I sewed a size 20, which is one size up from my actual size that I'm supposed to sew, and we will talk about that more. But for a size 20, it required 3 yards of fabric. I purchased exactly 3 yards of fabric, and I did not have enough yardage to cut out the pocket pieces. Now, let's get into the actual dress in and of itself. I feel like I should be wearing the dress. Let me change into the dress. Nah, I'm gonna leave on what I'm wearing. I look cute. All right, I have everything written down in my handy dandy notebook, you guys. All right, so first things first, I sized up to a size 20. I have been having a few issues with fitting lately and not thinking things through. Initially, I was like, okay, so maybe I need to go up a size. My measurements have changed. That's fine. That's life. Maybe a size 18 doesn't suit me anymore. So not thinking about that, I went ahead and I sized up to a size 20 on this pattern, which turned out to be too big for me, as there is a considerable amount of ease, and I did not check the finished garment measurements on the back of the envelope. So let's look at that together right now. All right, so let's see. For a size 20, it says for finished garment measurements, it would be a 47 at the bust, which is the most important measurement, and then a 68 or so 68 inches at the waist. Yeah, I think I actually did look at the finished garment measurements and I felt like that would be pretty suitable, about 2 inches of wearing ease. Now looking at hers, I did look and I was like, does that look like it's about 2 inches of wearing ease? But if you really look at the pattern, kind of like on the side, there is a good bit of ease on both sides. So I felt like, you know, in order to get this look, that would be suitable. However, in retrospect, a size 20 was too much wearing ease for me and the way that I like my garments to fit. And the next thing, issue that I had, which I always have with Big Four, is the elastic is too generous. So the dress has the elasticated sleeves at the cuff, or like, you know, it's not the elasticized. Someone told me it was elasticized and not elasticated. But basically there's a piece of elastic between the sleeve and the ruffle on the bottom, and the amount of elastic that they allocate for you to use is just far too generous. Like, no one's wrist is that big. It's just disproportionate with the actual size. So I had to take in a lot of that. The next issue that I had was the final dress, like when all was said and done and I had finally gotten everything put together, was far too long. I will insert a picture of me in the dress here. It looked like a nightgown in the worst way possible. It was awful. Now, let's go to, I guess, the pros of the pattern. So one of the good things about the pattern was it was really easy to sew. Like, you can kind of make this on autopilot if you are a fairly competent seamstress. So that part was okay. I think in all honesty, I thought that I'd be able to sew this dress up in a couple of hours, like maybe a half a day, just looking at the pattern pieces and having a look over the instructions. And it ended up taking me like an entire day to make it, like a full day, because of all the modifications that I kept going back and having to make. And by the end of it, I was just super annoyed with it. So there's that. Now, let's talk about the modifications that I made. So one of the first modifications that I made, or I knew I was going to make before I even started, was the front. So per the pattern envelope, she has a plunging neckline. It ends kind of like what would be like equivalent to here for me, and my bust starts here. So obviously that wasn't going to fly. What I did was I just crossed those two pieces over and then I sewed it down. at that cross just to give a covered effect, and this is what that looks like. So like I said, I just crossed them over and then I stitched it down right here so that they wouldn't come apart. Another modification that I made, which I already kind of like forementioned, was instead of using the neck facing, I just finished the edge with a bias binding. When I looked at the instructions and I saw like how the front of it was put together, I just felt like it wasn't worth the trouble of trying to like interface the neck facing and then sew it on and then understitch it, finish the edges of the neck facing, make sure it's nicely pressed, tack it down to the sleeves. I just felt like none of that was really worth it. You could finish this off nicely with the bias binding. Now the other side to that is that obviously there is going to be top stitching on your bodice, but I personally do not mind that. I found a thread that matched pretty well with the fabric that I was using, so I went ahead and I did that. I also used a really fun piece of bias tape that I made myself, and as you can see here, because I understitched the bias tape, you can't see it at all. Even though it's like orange and it's loud and it's funky, when I'm wearing the dress you cannot see that tape whatsoever, so it worked out perfectly for me. As I mentioned, even though the fabric calls for 3 yards of fabric and I purchased exactly 3 yards of fabric, I did not have enough yardage to cut out my pockets. Now this could be attributed to the fact that I used a viscose linen blend. Even though it's like 15% linen, everything else is viscose, linen does shrink up a lot in the wash and the dry, and I do wash and dry it on high heat before I go ahead and I make it. So that could be the reason why I didn't have enough for the pockets, but that's just something to be noted. If you want to use the pockets, maybe buy like an extra like 1/4 of a yard of fabric so that you can get those pockets in. Another thing, or a very simple thing, in terms of the sleeve construction. So the sleeve is actually two peaches. So the sleeve is actually 2 pieces, which between you and I don't find necessary, but I'm not the pattern drafter. I'm not even a pattern drafter yet, so there's that. But the sleeve is 2 pieces. Now what I do like about the sleeve is it is a set-in sleeve, which, you know, we don't see much these days anymore. And so I definitely welcome that. I feel like it relaxes the top of the dress because there is so much going on at the bottom of the dress. So I definitely did like the set-in sleeve. It does require easing, which if you are not familiar with, I would suggest that you go and watch a few videos on like how to ease a sleeve into a sleeve head. I did a really good job. I think this is my best set-in sleeve yet. It's pretty seamless. Most of the easing in the sleeve occurred in the back of the arm side, not the front. So if you do make a few mistakes, you're not going to see it. And if you can't see it, is it even a problem? But anyway, back to the sleeve. The sleeve is 2 pieces. So basically you have your sleeve and then you have your band. The width of the band and the width of the bottom of the sleeve are exactly the same. But what the instructions would have you, let me put this back. But what the instructions would have you to do is to completely, like, you know, sew the side seam of the sleeve, sew the side seam of the band, and then attach it kind of like on a circle, similar to what it would look like if you were attaching the sleeve head into the arm side. I chose not to do that. I sewed it as 1 piece, and then I finished the edges of the 2 pieces joined. I pressed that upwards, top stitched it down, and then I inserted my elastic through there. None of this probably makes sense to you because you can't see it, but that is what I did for the sleeve. The next thing, once all of that was done, as I mentioned, when I tried on the dress, it looked like an oversized nightgown, and it was too long. It was horrible. I do not like dresses that are in that weird in-between phase where they're not mini, but they're not midi. It's just like it falls a smidge below your knee. They just, I don't know, they don't do it for me. So I needed to figure out how to shorten the dress. I couldn't shorten the ruffle because while that was my first thought, I feel like it would have thrown the proportions of the dress off too much. So what I opted to do was add 2 pin tucks to the bottom. And if you are not sure how to do pin tucks, I will link my video where I did a pattern review of I want to say it was a McCall's pattern. And at the end of that video, I show how I kind of figured out how to do pin tucks on the bottom of the dress. So I used that same method and I did 2 pin tucks down here. Now, honestly, I think I might go back and do 1 more pin tuck because I feel like it's still a smidge too long, but I might just leave it because it's also good enough. And sometimes you do need to leave good enough alone, even though I never do. After I added the pin tucks, I liked where the length was, but it still wasn't fitting quite perfectly. So I figured it needed some sort of like shaping near the waist. This seam goes up here and then it comes down to your waist. And I feel like around here, it was still just too loose. So I went ahead and I used literally all the scraps I could find on my floor of this fabric. And I made 2 really long ties. The ties do need to be cut down, but I'll do that at another time or I won't. Whatever the case may be, I made 2 really long ties, and then I opened up the side seam of the dress. I stuck the tie in there, and then I just stitched it down, and I zigzag stitched across that to reinforce it and so that it has the tie on the back. And after that, I was finally done with the dress, and I was very happy to be done. Now, as I've stated all throughout the video, I am not too wild about the dress. I was not wild about the construction. I did not enjoy sewing this dress, but I'm still gonna take it with me on my little trip, which was the purpose that I made it for. And I really do feel like it'll be something that I reach for more often, because I love dresses that you can just kind of like pull over your head and forget about. Also, while I do say that I might add another pin tuck, I probably won't in the end, because the length is perfect for like being out and about. Like I can see myself wearing that to the park with my kids on like a cool spring day, and still being able to like interact with them and move and play the way that a mother needs to move and play when she's out and about with her kids, because the length, like I said, is pretty perfect for that. Now, I think that's it for this pattern review. I don't even think I'll make the pattern again, even though I've written down all of the modifications that I made to it, so I know what I need to do in the future if I chose to make it again. Now, never say never. I know, because I'm saying this, and you'll probably see me soon with another one of these dresses, and that is simply because before I cut this one out, I did cut out the dress in a black like rayon fabric that I had in my stash, and I didn't have enough to cut out the bottom tier or the bottom portion of the sleeve, and so I didn't know how it would work. But now, having sewn up the dress, I know that the length will be just fine without that bottom tier, and the bottom portion of the sleeve is just like, I guess it'll be more of like a flutter sleeve without it. So I plan on getting that sewn up, because like I said, it's already cut out. But after that, I think I am going to wash my hands of this pattern and just move on. Until next time, stay beautiful and make great things. Bye.